Hey guys, I'm Jeff and you're watching Valley Fish. Well, I got the house to myself today. The girls went to a family reunion, so they're not going to be in the video, unfortunately, but I'll just show you what I'm doing. Went through and watered all my plants, so that was kind of relaxing. And, got some propagation cultures going on. Everything's looking really good, so that's fun. I always enjoy that on the weekends. And I gotta get out because right now we're in Bun Bun's cage, the rabbit, and she has a little pin that she can run around in. Dilly just hanging out. Casher hanging out, so just chilling. So I'm gonna flip you over and we'll just run through a portion of the tanks and give you an update. So let's do that. Alright, well this is a temporary rack. I'm not sure where it's going to be in the future. This one I will probably set up this winter, losing momentum. This tank need to get on the ball and get them rolling. But I did do 6 of the 12. I'm leaving the bottom still open. This isn't supposed to be here, but it was the last tank in the last house and I needed somewhere to stick it, so it went there. And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of tanks in the middle of the room that really don't have a place. Shark's doing good. He says, "You gonna feed me?" And I just need to break them down one at a time. And I got a few new things, and that kind of slowed the breaking of the tanks down, but that's okay. So these are my koi. Basically the selects. We'll jump back. We'll go back. Here is a whole tank of kois. And I picked the best ones out of here. Now there's one male. See, some of mine have like a lot of purple in their body and dorsal. And I think my koi are prettier than any of the other ones I've seen. I actually started with 3 different lines, and this is what I've come up with, and I like them, and they're the only one that has them, and that makes it fun. And I like the purple hint to them. So there's one male in there I want to pull out, and I'll probably put him over here. One thing that I never noticed until I got this light on him, but I'm going to shut it down and try and get the light off the phone. I was able to do that. I don't know why it kicked on. I don't really know how to use my phone, unfortunately. But we'll get this to focus. You'll see this is a white body, yellow body, white body, yellow, yellow. I think there's 3 white body females. I'm not sure if that was in frame. But you can see the difference. Yellow body, white body, white body. And I'm sure that has a lot to do with the genetics of the mixing of the 3 lines. And I'm hoping that this Rotala provides enough cover, because these guys are psychos on eating fry. I've seen fry in here, but they still disappear. So that'll grow in, I'm hoping, this summer. And I think this tank here, I'm going to put the yellow body in, and then gotta get that tank together. It's actually quite a bit, because I paint them, I trim them, I drill them, and it's just a lot of work. But I want to split this colony and see yellow body, gold body, and at least for the females, and see which one I like better, because I like them both in different ways. I do love gold-bodied fish, I'll just tell you that. And I want this Rotala just to take over this tank, and hopefully I'll be able to get fry, because these guys are really, really, really tough for getting fry. Breeding them the colony way. It's not really a colony, because I'm selecting out my favorites and keeping them, but it is. See, these are nebula steels. These are my first guppy. I did add a different nebula steel, and the light just kicked on. But and I'm not sure how to do that, but I need to learn how to do this phone better, that's for sure. But they look good. There's a lot of old ones, and there's some new ones, and there's some don't have enough color that probably need pulled, and that's the problem of moving, is you just fall behind on projects. But I just added my lemon blue eye male back to the females, and they kind of hide down in here. And I got a ginormous spawn, so that's always fun. These are just short fins. I want to get a long fin to mix in, get some different genetics, and I just like long fin fish better. So that'll be a project. I picked them up at a swap a couple years ago, and they are the most prolific Preleco I have, so they're fun. There's a super red that's really bad quality. I'm not gonna say who I got that from, but she is with a chocolate longfin male. Somewhere in there, he's in there. But these are panda guppies. I'm not sure if they're my best tank of them, but it does have my best female. And she's right there in the middle of the screen. She has not got the long dorsal, but she has got the greatest markings. She's got a lot of blue in her, and she's with real pretty blue panda boys. And she's with another female that, of course, I'm not going to be able to find, that has a super long dorsal. She was just out here this morning. But these are all 20 highs. So that's in this tank. Long term for this tank is, can't remember the name of that. I gotta look it up again. That plant, I want to propagate just that plant in this tank. It's one of the only stems I have left. I think with moving and losing lights on tanks, that is my only stem. And I can't remember. So if you remember what that is, help me out. Leave in the comments. I did get some blue dreams of the swap meet in this tank. Like that one's got a black tail, needs out. Otherwise, they look pretty good. They're starting to breed. So I seen one up here. He had just a couple fins in his tail that were black. So it needs work, but they were real pretty blue. They were almost blue dream quality. This tank is just a haze. I don't think I washed the sand when I put it in, and I kind of regret that. But I added some cherry shrimp, and they're doing really good. They started breeding, and I think they've kind of maxed out in population. I mean, there's a lot of shrimp in here, but there's a lot of plecos, and water changes and feeding, and I'm scared to overfeed to get more shrimp, and I don't want a tank crash. So these guys are some new plecos I got, calicos. There's probably about 7 in here. I need to set up when I get a new tank fully established, move them in, because they look really good. They're probably one of my favorites. I don't know if they beat the chocolates, but so there's some bunch of chocolate longfin babies. This male is actually the one that didn't breed. I have 2 females in here somewhere, but all the fry are from the bad female in here and the male from up top. So the bad female, she's not horrible, but she's not as good as the other one, but she is full of eggs. And so once she spawns, I will pull her out and move her. This tank keeps going green on me, but I think I'm winning. It's getting clearer and clearer. I got this big old bronze crip from Mark Shelley. I sent it to him. He grew it out for a few years, sent it back to me. Kind of fun. It's a super lot of plant, but it melded and it made green water, but that's going away. I did buy a trio of, I think they're firecracker teacup platies, little dwarf platies, super red. One did not look good when I got it, and it passed the next day after shipping. But I got a male and a female, and there's plenty of plant cover. And I think with that crip in the back, I think they're gonna pop, because you can see when she's actually in focus how good they'll look. So I'm hoping that they breed. And being green water, if she does get her first drop, the fry survival will be really good. So I did get some Brazilian pennywort up here. I tucked back in the corner. I hope that it cut this piece of foam to keep the bubble splashes down, and I hope it takes over and covers that up. And most of these tanks, I run different kinds of pothos, and then that's my drill to overflow. I just tuck them on there. This is a cool, that's that Brazilian pennywort floating. Like it does really well floating. So those are the mid-level tanks. These top ones you're not gonna be able to see. We've been over these two. This one here, I added some Synodontis catfish. There and there. They'll come out when it's really feeding time. But they were a new addition to the fish room, and I had them for a couple months. And then I added these short fin super reds, also that I got from Mark Shelley years and years ago. But they got ick. Everybody got ick, and I hadn't had ick in probably 20 years in a fish tank. So went with the heat method and got that all cleaned up. And there's some more pandas in here. They're okay. They're not as good as the next tank, but they're still really good quality. So they're one of my favorite fish, so that's why I got a lot of them. Mine kind of got a veil tail almost, but I want to get the round tail back in them. That was the problem of crossing the panda with the blue Moscow that I did to get the blue pandas. But future project. And in this tank there's a Crinum Rotalia up top. That's almost the theme everywhere, but that's just a tank that had some problems when we switched, and it's finally good, and it's doing really well. There's a lot of fry you can see, and especially up in this mat. So, and that is the rack of the 20s, and I still haven't figured out that back it up once I've already started recording. But that's the top rack of there. This is my 10 rack, and kind of going through there. Got some Japan blues that are waiting for a 20. I got some yellow shrimp that finally, last night I did see some like teenage shrimp, so they're finally doing well. These are my good blue green Moscows, and that'll make sense in just a second when we jump up a couple tanks. They look real good. These were my best pandas. I think I'm gonna break this tank down and split them between the two 20s. There's one or two males that I want to put with that really nice female, and the rest will go in the other tank. This is a tank that I've drained the water out of. This tank went green on me for so long, I couldn't never see in there. And now that I can see males that have a lot of red. That one there. This one has poor body color, but good tail color. That one's one of the older original ones. He's perfect. We might have showed him earlier. Red. But anyways, all these males I'm going to give away. So I got 2 buckets. One's going to be for fish going away, and one's going to be for females. So there is still good females in here, like that one with the dark tail and not the half black body. That one has a half black body, so she won't stay. Dark fins. I don't like the half black. So the good females of this tank are gonna go spend the summer out with the new angelfish that I got, and the angelfish will enjoy the guppy fry, And then at the end of the summer, we'll add a nice male back from the bottom tank and probably get some nice fish again. Seems like if you can clean them females out and then start over by mixing in with these coals, they'll be good. This is just a project line. It's starting to get a little green on it. Need to add some more plants. But on this row also, I got pothos, basically a different kind in almost every tank going. You can see there's a couple of the neons for the pothos. I got air pumps everywhere. I need to eventually switch that over to a header. I'm gonna go with a linear piston pump. My Nubius is flowering. That's cool. There's a short fin albino pleco in here, and I mixed in some half black purple and half black blue. So just kind of seeing how that's gonna go, and it's just a colony. And if there's anything that pops up that I like, I'll break it down. Otherwise, both those lines are done. Bottom online, and neither one was stellar. These were my A-line Nebula Steels. There's a bunch of males that are doing good, and there's a bunch that are getting really old. There's a really great female in the center of the screen. There's one without color, needs pulled. And there's one of the original females that's ginormous. So like the old ones, or the pale ones, they might just go back to the other tank. But I like the dark fins that I get out of this line on the females. So I need to pull it all down and add some more cover, because there's hardly any cover, and I don't think I have any fry. I haven't seen fry for a while, so I think they're all getting eaten. So need to address that. These are a golden black lace, which is unfortunate because I bought them online, let them colony breed. That one's a lace, and let's see, there's a couple males that kick out, like that one there's an old lace. They're really healthy now, but they don't breed true. They breed more of a mosaic pattern, which only reason I really like that is because right next to these guys, these used to be red mosaics, and they kind of diverted back to a this, whatever you want to call it. And they have like the same pattern as those gold ones, so it's kind of neat to have the red next to the gold. But I got a lot of fry, and there's some cool looking fish. So that's why I like those. These are some platinum red tails. They're okay quality. They've been through a lot of problems when I got them, and I got a new pleco added it, and then they got red worm, and we got that all taken care of. And then this tank has always had anchorworm problems, and I finally started dosing with copper and was able to get rid of that, and I ran the tank so low the bubbles splashed over, and then they got that. So these two are the only tanks that have problems in my fish room. They both get copper treated, and I do not touch them unless I touch those tanks only. And I think if I keep up the copper treatment, it'll all go away. And I found out last time I had an issue was a few days ago. I seen one spike up with the anchorworm, and what happened, I did a big old water change, stirred it all up, and I left the medicine sitting over here, so I never added any more copper. And then I started seeing some get on the fins, and I don't know where the male is. I think it's this one. The edge of his tail is kind of getting chewed up, but he's been on medicine for I think 3 days now, so it's looking a lot better, and he'll heal, and it'll all go away for a couple months, and then hopefully it doesn't come back, is what I keep hoping. But on a good note, my angelfish are doing great. They during the move, I think it was just because of the move and being overcrowded, they started getting a little bit of red on their fins, like a bacterial infection, but just started doing religious big water changes, and everybody's looking great. Hopefully someday I can separate out the platinums from my Philippine blues. These are some old reds in here, and you know, all the guppy fry from all these old females. Just feed the angelfish basically. This guy's an absolute stunner. One of my favorite fish. And this one too. And this one, well, no, you kind of lacking the striping, but there's a lot of good ones. And I got 4 angelfish outside that are grown up of these guys, same kind, Philippine blues. And we'll do an update on the totes maybe when I take these fish up. But these lights are off, so we're not going to go through those. Well, that was 20 minutes, I think, of me rambling, and it's fun. There's a lot to do, and that's what makes it fun, is it's not just a turnkey fish room. A little bit, you make progress every week, and I'm happy with that. So it's getting better. Not a lot has changed in the last month or so, but tanks are happy, getting to the point where I'm starting to sort fish again, and it's going to start resetting a lot of tanks. So, and my friends have crashed, so I'm gonna get some NASCAR on the TV this afternoon, and I'll be digging in the plants, trimming them, repotting them, and sorting some guppies, and maybe culling some shrimp, and just enjoying the afternoon. So if you like the tour, thank you. That's my favorite way of watching YouTube videos, is just the tour format. It's what I Google when I want to watch something new. So if you're new to the channel, getting a few new subscribers every couple days, so that's cool. And I'll continue making content, and as far as selling and shipping, and maybe next summer, this summer my free time is spent on just getting this room established. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.